It's finally happening. Jay Uso was getting the push that everybody was hoping for and everybody was wishing for. And a lot of fans have been complaining about online, saying that Jay Uso needs to be pushed and WWE is dropping the ball. And it finally happened. Jay Uso won the Royal Rumble, and now fans are in love with Jay Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Or are they? Just recently, it's been posted online and it's been going around that Jay Uso's Royal Rumble win has received a few thousand dislikes. And some fans are giving a lot of disdain towards Jay Uso winning the world title and seeing him as a credible world heavyweight champion. I mean, come on. Not too long ago, everybody was behind Jay Uso and they were on the Jay Uso train, saying yeet, supporting him online, wanting him to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. But it seems like things are starting to change just a little bit. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Wrestling in the rain, thoughts that always bring. Talking all about the moves in our grooves. Wrestling talks and thoughts we never forgot. Slamming down the truth in our booth. Conversations in the air with flair and care. Legends of the past, memories that last. Wrestling talks and thoughts, connecting the dots. From high flyer to submissions, we make our missions. From Raw to SmackDown, we wear the crown. NXT to AEW, we bring the view. Wrestling talks and thoughts in our slots. Fans united, always excited. Wrestling talks and thoughts in our spots.
So we are on the road to WrestleMania. Jay Uso has a big match against Gunther. He won the Royal Rumble by eliminating John Cena. And it seems like everybody is not too happy about Jay Uso winning the Royal Rumble over John Cena. But in my opinion, I think that Jay Uso winning the Royal Rumble was a great move because he was the hottest star on the roster, and he's the person that definitely deserved to get that nod. So a lot of fans online have been posting their displeasure about Jay Uso winning the Royal Rumble because a lot of fans felt like it should have been John Cena, but the John Cena problem has been solved. So now you have some fans who are also noting that Jay Uso is someone who doesn't seem as much of a credible superstar to beat Gunther, because based on Gunther's track record and Gunther's track record of holding world titles and him having great matches, that Jay doesn't quite measure up to being someone that could really beat Gunther. Well, let's take a deep dive in this video and just talk about some things in regards to Jay versus Gunther that some of you fans seem to forget or not remember or even leave out in regards to why Jay is a great match for Gunther. So in this big fan backlash where you got people going online complaining and voicing their displeasure about Jay Uso being the person who may potentially take the belt off of Gunther and, win a world title. And some fans feel like he shouldn't be the guy that beats Gunther, or he shouldn't win this world title because they feel like he's not ready. Whether it be his promo skills or his in-ring ability, they feel like it's just a lot of hype behind him just saying yeet and doing a hand wave movement and having a great entrance. And that's all Jay Uso has in his arsenal. And I'm sorry, the 5 moves of doom that they always try to place and slap on every superstar is all that he has. And he has nothing more than just that. But people keep forgetting about Jay's track record and Jay being a superstar who actually put on great matches throughout his 15-year career. Before we even get to his matches, let's just talk about the dislike that fans are having toward Jay Uso. Not too long ago, fans were starting to turn on Cody Rhodes and saying that his reign wasn't really that good and it's starting to get boring, it's starting to get stale. I'm tired of seeing Cody come out and cut his, monotone promos, and Cody has nothing exciting around his World Heavyweight Championship reign. They need to take the belt off him, put it back on Roman. We want Roman to have the title or even give it to Seth. There's been some fans that's been complaining about Cody Rhodes' title reign. But now, since John Cena's turned heel and Cody Rhodes has more of a credible, or I wouldn't say credible, but more of a bigger superstar to feud with and go back and forth with, fans are starting to buy in more into the hype of Cody Rhodes being the quarterback of the WWE and who they should support. Same principle goes for Jey Uso. Jey Uso is now being put in a place, in a position where fans can rally behind him and really push him to that place of him being that major superstar that fans were kind of pushing towards him being a few months ago before he even won the Royal Rumble. Like, I mean, he had so much support. And it was even to the point where people felt like WWE was dropping the ball with him not winning the Money in the Bank briefcase and him not winning over in his feuds with Drew McIntyre and even winning some big matches. Jey Uso did win a big match, and one of those big matches he won was against Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. And he wound up holding the belt for about 2 weeks and wound up dropping it back to Braun Breaker. I felt like he should have held the belt a little bit longer, maybe 2 to 3 months, and then dropped the belt back to Braun Breaker. But WWE had other plans, and I guess those big plans was for him to win the Royal Rumble. In my opinion, I felt like he should have carried the belt all the way to the Royal Rumble, dropped the belt to Braun Breaker, and then have himself geared up and prepared to go on to fight Gunther. That would have made Jey Uso look a lot more stronger than what he is now. And that's one of the problems that some of the fans have is Jey Uso looking strong. And Jey Uso coming into this WrestleMania victory and then Jey Uso going on to fight Gunther is that a lot of fans feel like he wasn't really booked properly. And I feel the same way too. And I could definitely side with the fans in regards to how Jey Uso was booked during his single run coming up to him winning the Royal Rumble and going on to fight Gunther. He has not been properly booked. He went on to fight a series of matches against Drew McIntyre, only winning about 3, and Drew McIntyre winning about 6 of those matches, 5 to 6 of those matches. It didn't really make Jey look strong, but if Jey would have won most of those matches or even won the same amount of matches as Drew won on him, it would have made fans buy a little bit more into the idea of Jey being a strong competitor. Now, when Jey went on to go and squash Austin Theory about a week ago, a lot of fans really didn't like that because this is the same Austin Theory that went on to beat John Cena at WrestleMania for the United States title. I mean, come on. You got this guy who beats John Cena, who is one of the biggest superstars in WWE, and then Jey comes out of nowhere and squashes him in a match in no more than 2 or 3 minutes. And then all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe Jey's that strong when a few months back, he had this big old feud with Drew McIntyre and can barely win 2 to 3 matches against him. Now, I definitely understand the point of view of the fans in that regards of why they don't feel like Jey is a credible, strong opponent for Gunther. But we have to give Jey a little bit more credit because a lot of people are dismissing the fact that Jey was in the business for about 15 years. And him and his brother came off a monumental tag team championship reign that lasted for about 2.5 years, which had never been done ever. So a lot of fans are discarding that and not looking at the credibility that Jey has already built to his name. Now understand, he was in the tag team and him and his brother split the responsibility of winning 50-50. Sometimes it was 60-40, sometimes it was 70-30. But regardless of the fact, he was in the tag team and him and his brother both were carrying the same weight. But the truth of the matter is it was 2-on-2. So 2 guys versus another 2 guys. And I mean, come on, like really, it's really a fair competition. Understand it's a tag team and it's different from being a singles competitor because as a singles competitor, you stand on your own. As a tag team, you have your tag team partner to kind of rely on a little bit for promos and support and help. So I get it. And one person in the tag team can carry it. But when you look at the Usos, they both were carrying the weight. And as far as charisma, as far as in-ring ability, and as far as what they were able to give you as a whole component as a tag team. So when you look at Jey's credibility as a whole, there was only 3 tag teams that was able to create monumental runs. That was the Demolition, the New Day, and the Usos. Only someone of great credibility can hold on to a belt for that long and give you entertaining matches. Because why? They're entertaining inside the ring and they're good on promos. So that in itself is enough to look at Jey and see him as a credible singles competitor, or even give him the opportunity to be seen as a credible singles competitor for him and his brother making that level of history. Another issue that fans have is Jey Uso's WrestleMania match with his brother, where there was a lot of spamming of the super kick. They did, some Uso splashing. There was the spear. There was, Pretty much that's it. That's pretty much it. Was just like 3 to 5 moves that was done. I'm sorry, the suicide dive. They did a suicide dive in a match maybe 2 or 3 times, right? But Jey Uso had an interview and he spoke about the match at WrestleMania that he had with his brother last year. And he said, listen, it all came down to time. He didn't have enough time to put together a great match with his brother. He would have loved to put together a better match, but they were pressed for time and they couldn't really give you the great match that you guys were really looking for. And there was a great build behind it because they was even comparing the Usos match to Bret and Owens match, brother versus brother, the Hardys, Jeff and Matt Hardy, you know? So I get how fans are a little bit traumatized by the fact that it wasn't a great match and, you know, there was too much spamming of one move done over and over again. I get that. But don't erase the 10 to 15 years of great matches that Jay and his brother has given you in tag team matches. This guy is going to be able to give you a great match in the likes of him going against Gunther. Gunther is a great in-ring performer, and Jay is a great in-ring performer. If Jay wasn't a great in-ring performer, he wouldn't have had that monumental tag team reign with his brother. It makes no sense. So it's just weird how fans just like completely throwing away this guy's legacy. Well, not throwing away, but just forgetting this guy's legacy and what he's built with the bloodline, with his brother. And when you guys kind of look at Jay and his brother, they were actually hot before Roman was hot. Like Roman was a part of the Shield, but the Usos were actually popping before the Shield was popping. And him and his brother was able, before the bloodline even existed, was able to create a credible formation within themselves to help solidify the tag team division. So let's not ignore exactly what Jay and Jimmy have done. And we're not speaking about Jimmy, but we're speaking about Jay. Let's not ignore what Jay has done over the years. So when we look at Jay's in-ring ability, I'm quite sure Jay's going to give us a great match. Like, I don't think that Jay's going to give us a terrible match. It's going to be as bad as the match he had at last year's WrestleMania. I believe that he's definitely going to have a lot more time to pan out the match to make it more believable, have you buy into him and believe and see that he can give you something different than what you're getting. People always talk about these damn 5 moves of doom. If you look at one of your favorite wrestlers like CM Punk does the same damn 5 moves all the time. He gives you an elbow, he gives you a go to sleep, he gives you a suplex, he gives you an anaconda vice, and he gives you something special every now and then, something special every now and then. He mixes it up. But even Seth Rollins sometimes gives you the same thing. He gives you a suplex off the top rope into a Falcon Arrow. He gives you a curb stomp. He gives you a suplex. He gives you a suicide dive. I mean, some of these wrestlers sometimes do give you the same 5 moves, but it's all on how they deliver it, right? So listen, 5 moves of doom. Every wrestler does 5 moves of doom. I don't care who you pick out, from Randy Orton to John Cena to Roman Reigns. All these wrestlers always give you the 5 moves of doom. Don't matter who you pick. But I understand that if you keep getting the same 5 moves on every match and you don't get nothing different, not even like a body slam or even a chokehold, it kind of gets boring, or arm lock or Irish whip to another type of move. Like I get that it gets boring and it gets, kind of just, lazy as far as the performance concerned. But listen, give Jay a chance as far as his in-ring ability, and I guarantee you we're going to see something different. So the other thing is, it's Jey Uso as a performer. Jey Uso as a performer, in this regard of him being pushed to the World Heavyweight Championship picture, is something special. And the reason why I'm saying it's something special is because of this. How many competitors come out of a tag team in a little over a year are able to have almost 80 to 90% of the WWE universe rally behind them in full support to the fact that they want him to be pushed in a world heavyweight title picture, or even a championship picture, or even get reactions to the likes of a Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Roman Reigns, or even Seth Rollins, or even the big ones? How many competitors throughout the course of history of WWE left a tag team and was able to do what Jey Uso did in a short amount of time? And a lot of fans keep forgetting that Jey Uso has not been wrestling with his brother in a little over a year. So it's been like a year and a half that he's not been wrestling with his brother, and he was able to get the WWE to push him and support him as big as they would support CM Punk. That's ridiculous. Never been heard. Shawn Michaels never did that. Bret Hart has never done that. Jeff Hardy has never done that. And Roman Reigns damn sure didn't do that. Like, there was a lot of support for Roman, but as quick as there was support, as quick as there was a lot of doubt. And a lot of fans started to turn on Roman. You guys got to give Jay that opportunity to shine like a superstar and develop and cultivate and grow. Not too long ago, you guys hated Cody. Now all of a sudden, everybody's back on the Cody train. So listen, give him the opportunity to grow, because when you guys gave Cody that opportunity and time and opportunity presented itself, we got to heal John Cena. If you give Jey Uso that time and that opportunity, you'll see a better moveset. You'll see a way better Jey Uso than what you guys are hoping and praying for. A lot of fans keep forgetting there's a lot of tag teams that broke up, went their own separate way, and have not gotten any solo success. You look at American Alpha, Chad Gable, and Jason Jordan. Like, those two guys separate have not had any solo success at all. So when we factor in Jay's legacy of being a part of a monumental tag team group, him putting on great matches throughout his 15-year career, Jey Uso being able to be a living legend at this moment, being the longest reigning SmackDown WWE champion in WWE history, and then him coming out of a tag team and being able to get the rally and the fan support that he has right now. I mean, this guy has the whole crowd rocking every time he comes out. You got to give Jay his credit. Jay has paid his dues. Jay has done what needs to be done in order to be in the position that he's at. It just blows my mind that some fans would even try to say that Jay is all hype and he doesn't have what it takes. And being able to separate himself from the bloodline and get the support of the fans all by himself. I think it's safe to say that you guys can let go of your trauma. It's okay to be healed, let go of that pain and that hurt of disappointment that you got from last year's WrestleMania of Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. You got to look at Jay's track record as a performer. Jay has always delivered. Most times, he's delivered. You guys got to give Jay a chance. Let him come into his own and allow the story to be told. Enjoy the story. Listen, don't turn your support on Jay just because you're seeing Jay develop as a singles competitor, because he's got to get into his rhythm. He's got to get into his groove. If you ever notice, whenever Jay cuts these promos behind the scenes, he's a little bit more amped up. He's a little bit more focused. When he's in front of a crowd, he's realizing that he's not with his brother. He's by himself, that he's in a moment that he thought he would never come to. The guy almost broke down in tears because he never thought he would win the Royal Rumble and have an opportunity to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship in his whole career in WWE, because him and his brother came into the business as a tag team and he thought that they would be leaving out as a tag team. So Jay was very emotional when he cut that promo. And even at this moment, he's kind of a little bit more emotional because Jay didn't realize that he'll be taken off as a singles competitor. Again, like I said before, not a lot of people who leave a tag team really cement themselves as strong single competitors. You guys got to give them a chance. All right, guys, that does it for the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Drop a comment in the comment section, and I'll be back with you guys with another weekly upload talking about wrestling hot topics. And also, you guys can catch us live as we go live on the channel. We have these weekly wrestling discussions. Either we're talking about Monday Night Raw or we're talking about SmackDown. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.